Hi, this is Aaron Wilson from KPRC2 Sports. I'm at the Greenbrier Sports Performance Center where the Texans have shifted training camp. And as they got things underway this morning, we saw a recurring theme: defensive dominance as they flexed their collective muscles. We saw Will Anderson Jr. with his umpteenth sack of CJ Stroud of the camp. We saw Azeez Al-Shaair pick off CJ Stroud in a red zone drill. And we also saw a pick six by EJ Speed of backup quarterback Davis Mills. Earlier in the practice, CJ Gardner-Johnson, the flamboyant veteran safety, very exciting player, he had a pick six of CJ Stroud, and he celebrated in the end zone. I don't have video of it. It looked like the Cabbage Patch to me, that old Cabbage Patch dance. Maybe that something he's bringing it back, Florida style. But yeah, I thought it was cool. And D'Amico Ryan said he missed that play, didn't have a chance to watch CJ's celebration, but saw the pick. I would say this: the offense got better as the day went on. It was a bit of a rough performance, a little rocky to start off, but then I saw some better plays. I also saw Titus Howard lining up at right tackle, and he blocked Will Anderson Jr. to the ground. Did a good job of stonewalling one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, bar none. Another thing I observed was Cam Robinson. He left with, looked like it was some kind of minor deal, but enough that he did not continue to practice. And it showed us a little bit of the offensive line. It triggered a line shuffle. So what they did, they had Ariante Ursary, who began the day as the first team right tackle, the rookie from Minnesota, Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year. He shifts over to left tackle, and guess what? Titus Howard moves from right guard to his old right tackle spot. They insert Juice Scruggs as the right guard. He's been basically the first man off the bench when it comes to guard, along with Jalen Thomas. But this time it was Scruggs. And Jake Andrews remains the center, Laken Tomlinson at left guard. But yeah, a little bit of a line shuffle that was triggered by Cam Robinson getting dinged. Hopefully Cam is okay and can be back very soon. I saw a drop pass by Dalton Schultz, who's had a good camp, and I wrote about him at www.click2houston.com. But that was not a good play by Dalton. He was frustrated with himself before the practice ended. He had a little conversation with CJ Stroud, and he's a vet. He's going to have days like that. He doesn't drop many. I believe he only had 2 drops last season. Wasn't happy with his blocking performance. We talked to him right before we headed out to the Greenbrier. I had a great conversation with Kamari Lassiter, the locksmith, and he feels like what he's done now, he's trying to take it to another level. He's not too caught up in rankings, whether they're the best secondary. Yes, he believes they're the best, but he doesn't think that's so important. What he thinks is important is being the team that's the last team standing at the end with the Vince Lombardi trophy. And he set his sights on Super Bowl. We talked about his origins, of how he got the nickname, college teammate named him the locksmith. He used to call his teammate the general. So they're having some fun. But yeah, Kalen Bullock says they're the best. I think they're the best secondary. I think it's the best set of bookends in football. I liked what I saw from the linebackers, especially EJ Speed's interception. That was a great interception of Davis Mills. And Graham Mertz, I couldn't see which player it was, but had a pick six, the rookie quarterback from the University of Florida. So the Texans are still trying to work things out, make some progress on offense. And I still think that this is going to be like a situation where once the defense can catch up, or rather the offense can catch up with the defense and get to their standard or close to it, when they play these teams that don't have a defense like the Houston Texans, they can be more successful. Not a lot of great things with the run. I did see some good plays by Jalen Noel in the passing game. I thought overall a good, smooth, clean day for the Texans. And the climate here, it's beautiful. You can see the mountains behind me here in the Greenbrier Valley, and it's the 2 towns. There's Lewisburg, and we're in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. White Sulphur Springs is home, of course, of the Greenbrier Resort, which is a posh place with 20 restaurants, a very nice place to have meals or to do your job, which the Texans is having football practice and getting ready for the season. They'll be here through Thursday. We're going to have all those practices covered for you at KPRC2, www.click2houston.com, and of course on YouTube. So a lot of good things happening with the Texans, and a couple of injury updates for you. So as I reported, Jared Wayne still out with a strained hamstring. Christian Harris getting more mobile, but still out with a calf. Both those guys are on the active roster. I expect Jared back after the Vikings game to return to practice, but I don't think he'll miss the Vikings game. And then Dameon Pierce moving well on the side, still working his way back from the strained quadriceps. Joe Mixon is not here. He continues to work out and get better and make strides, I'm told. So he's improving. Trent Brown, same thing with his torn patellar tendon from last season, and he is continuing to get more and more mobile. We're seeing good things from him. Dina Autry, just as far as side work. Foley Fadakasi, and I say side work, I don't mean sides at a restaurant, guys. Not dunking on the big guys. And who doesn't like sides? They're the best. Sometimes that's the best thing on the menu, just my opinion. But I digress, talking about food. But it's a good place to be. This is a more temperate climate. They're able to concentrate, get their work done, and that's what DeMeco Ryans envisioned when they came out here. A lot of interest in Austin Brinkman from the West Virginia media. Of course, he's a former West Virginia Mountaineer, was academic All-American for the Mountaineers, and he's the Texans' new long snapper. Big shoes to fill with John Weeks, so he's doing a good job so far. They're happy with him. We talked to DeMeco Ryans about that, and he said, hey, the defense showed some edge. They look good, but he thought the offense played well. The offense is getting better too. He's upbeat about the offense. I think something kind of read between the lines. They want to keep it positive. They don't want to get too overreact to interceptions in practice. Ceedy Duece doesn't throw very many interceptions in games. So I think he's trying to push it, force the window, and he's up there against a great defense. So, like I said, picks by Azeez Al-Shaair, E.J. Speed, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, probably put the exclamation point earlier in the practice with that play. Other than that, not a whole lot of flash plays. I watched a lot of stuff in the trenches. I saw the defensive line doing some drills, hitting the sleds. I saw the offensive line doing some double team blocking, and I thought those guys all looked pretty good. So it was a good day for the Texans, and then they'll do this again on Tuesday as they return to the Greenbrier Sports Performance Center, which is a fancy place. I'm telling you, we don't have access, but I've seen photos. I've seen a little bit of peeking inside in the past when I've been here. This is my third year here at the Greenbrier when the Texans have been here for training camp. But yeah, it's a place for the Texans to get away from it all and then go to Minnesota. And like DeMeco Ryans said, he's ready for them to play another team. It's getting a little chippy, a little edgy. The monotony of playing against the same people all the time. It's ready for an opponent. The team is, really preparing for the next stage, which is the first preseason game. And then we'll start to think about the roster. And they're a team that I think is their best football is ahead of them once they get fully healthy, once they have all of the guys out there, they have all the bullets shooting the gun. So I feel like the Texans, especially the offensive line, work in progress. Like I said in the other video before, I feel like the offensive line is crystallizing. And we did see if you were missing someone like Cam Robinson, what would they do? And I don't think Cam Robinson, hopefully it's not serious. I haven't really gotten a real update on Cam and what he's got, but I would expect him to be ready, certainly at some point here in the preseason, but we'll see. I'm not a doctor, nor do I try to play one on TV. Or maybe I do sometimes, but I expect Cam Robinson hopefully to be okay. I don't know if he's going to practice tomorrow. And if he doesn't, then probably Ariante Ursary at left tackle, and Titus Howard at right tackle. Juice Scruggs playing right guard. Lakin Tomlinson at at left guard. I'm messing this up, guys. And center, Jake Andrews with Jared Patterson subbing in. So yeah, they continue to work. They continue to try to get better and hone their skills and camaraderie. And one thing that the guys have done, they've had some fun with slingshots. I know C.J. Gardner-Johnson, some of the guys, they rode around in slingshots. Some of the guys have been to the local McDonald's. They're having fun. They're soaking it up here in West Virginia. And I'll have more for you later on my latest reports and on KPRC2 with Randy McElvoy and at www.click2houston.com. Until next time, guys. Thank you.